Texas say they're sending immigrants back to Biden. Let's go one step further. All right. So now not only is everybody who supports Ketanji Brown Jackson a pedophile supporter, according to the Republican Party, not only is anybody who is, it doesn't attack Disney, this is where we are. Let's go one step further. They are declaring that they're going to charter buses to send illegal immigrants to Washington, D.C. Governor Greg Abbott of Texas, and we have a clip, claims that Texas will provide charter buses to transport, quote unquote, hordes of illegal immigrants to Washington, D.C. He will not be outdone, Governor DeSantis. He also joined in on the conversation. Let's first listen to Greg Abbott and his foolishness.
To help local officials whose communities are being overwhelmed by hordes of illegal immigrants who are being dropped off by the Biden administration, Texas is providing charter buses to send these illegal immigrants who have been dropped off by the Biden administration to Washington, D.C. We are sending them to the United States Capitol, where the Biden administration will be able to more immediately address the needs of the people that they are allowing to come across our border.
Is there a place in D.C. that you all are planning to send these migrants to? Is there a designated area you guys have in this plan?
The first location will be the steps of the United States Capitol.
What?
Yep.
So you're just going to drop them off at the steps of the
Somebody
Capitol,
should
right?
drop him off. Let me stop. I'm pushing on cancellation this morning, folks. Let's go over to Governor Opie, one of literally the dumbest people I have ever seen in person. I mean, the most ill-fitted suits that you're going to find in America are going to be on Governor DeSantis, as he could not help himself joining in the idiocy from Florida.
If businesses or contractors are dumping people who are illegal into Florida from southern Texas, we're going to go after their ability to do business in Florida. If Biden is dumping people, which he has dumped people, they fly them in at 2 a.m. They haven't done it lately, but they did it many months ago. We now have money where we can reroute them to sanctuary states like Delaware, and we're going to do that to make sure that we're keeping them safe here.
Yeah, the money that y'all have is the money that's supposed to be for people's rental assistance, but y'all keeping all of that shit.
Come on. Talk about it. You see how raggedy his suit looked? Like, I would hope that if I was the darling of the Neanderthal party, that they would at least fund me a decent haircut and a suit. But no, he's perfectly fine. Oh, but it's for branding purposes, right? Because he's trying to make himself seem like the average man, when in reality, he is part of the elite. He's just doing like John Kennedy from Louisiana. John Kennedy put on a fake accent to sound Southern so that he could blend in with the Southerners more. This Opie dude is literally passing legislation, James, the legislation that he signed yesterday, Ron DeSantis. He signed legislation yesterday that is going to force doctors to allow family members to come in and spend their last moments with their family members. Now, during any normal time, most of us would be like, oh, well, that shouldn't be a problem anyway. But we're not in normal times. What he has just signed is a law that is going to force doctors to allow patients who are suffering and dying from COVID-19 to let their loved ones come in and spend some time with them. This is guaranteed to spread COVID even further and guaranteed to get more people killed. Yet he is one of the top picks for the Republican Party nomination in 2024.
And I'll say this, and I do feel that, that's a good thing to let your family in, to be with them. But I mean, can you just think about the amount of effort on the doctors and the hospital staff that would take to sterilize that room and get that room ready to have those types of visitors or guests? Because now you have to, not only do you have to quarantine that room or whatnot, okay, because of COVID, but then you're going to have to quarantine the whole family once they come out, just to be on the safe side. That's and right. I understand it's a hospital, but still, a hospital have issues as well too, where they sometimes can't contain everything. Have you seen what all they wear sometimes when they're dealing in hospitals and in emergency rooms?
Bro. They don't care.
Damn full hazmat suits. So I'm just like, y'all are doing all of this. Honestly, I feel it, but no.
At the pandemic, bro, this is a law. I think anybody feels the fact that you should be able to spend your last few moments with your family members, for sure. To sign this during a pandemic in which bodies, like, do we not realize that there's still hundreds of people dying literally every day? Right. People are saying we're coming out of the pandemic. We are 2.5 years into this thing now. It is everybody is fatigued. Everyone is tired. I get it. But people are still dying. This is going to let some person who I just seen too many examples of people trying to force their way into COVID wings to say goodbye to their family members when none of them wanted to get vaccinated. And now you want these hospitals to allow an unvaccinated person into the hospital where people are dying of COVID. This is literally going to get Floridians killed. But you ask Republicans around here, Ron DeSantis is the best thing since Donald Trump. That's where we are, bro.
And somebody said it best in the chat, Six Dragon Daddy did, saying that he probably is going to pass some kind of addendum or another law that basically says those visiting the hospital won't have to wear masks. I believe that, most definitely.
And you know what? You know what else he's going to do? Because of the hospital lobby, right? Because there's big money in healthcare, you guarantee that these hospitals aren't going to be held liable for the people who come in their hospitals and die because they let them come visit their loved ones, right? The most prominent sign I know we're talking about Florida, but the most prominent sign in Georgia, James, I know you've seen this because I saw it everywhere, is basically the sign on the outside of every business that's saying, according to Georgia law, this company cannot be held liable and you take your own risk coming into this company of COVID-19, right? That was like the one law that Georgia made sure that they passed to make sure that none of the businesses that operated during the pandemic could possibly be sued from people who got sick at their establishment or one of their loved ones who died at their establishment. I guarantee you, if that law is not already in the books in Florida, he's going to have to sign that too, because there will be people who die as a result of Ron DeSantis, period.
Yeah. And I know you saw the story. You probably didn't, Rebecca, about what's his name? Punk Boy Abbott, and then the hostess dropping people off at the Capitol.
Utilizing funds. I don't know if we have a David, you could check me, but I don't know if we have that in Assad or whatever. But I think that, yes, Greg Abbott, him saying that if they do come, he's going to take them and he's going to pile them up on buses and have them go over to places like Martha's Vineyard, the Washington, D.C., these different areas, and drop them off over there so those people can deal with them. And it was a list of other places, but Martha's Vineyard included into one of them. It's ridiculous. And then here goes, right behind him, Senator, the guy, you guys know who I'm talking about, that blames everything on his daughter. I don't know why I can get his name right now, but the Texas Senator. Ted Cruz, thank you. Mr. Cruz, I don't know why I couldn't get his name just now, but Ted Cruz is following behind him saying, this is beautiful, this is great, I'm going to join in on this. And it's funny because even though they're saying that they're going to do this, it is voluntary, and they didn't clarify this, but their people clarified this. It's voluntary. If they want to get on the bus and head over there, they can, or to wherever they're dropping them off at. Now listen to me, immigrants who are looking for a better life, they don't care. Drop me off anywhere. Give me what I need. Right. Is this gonna get me closer to the papers? Cool. Drop me. Like, they think it's a problem. Who wants to be in Texas? Like, do you think they want to be in Texas? They just want to be somewhere in America that they can get their life, they can have a better life. What they're trying to do, Abbott and Cruz and all the other leaders in Texas, I mean, essentially what we're hearing here is Texas don't like immigrants. Texas don't want immigrants. That's really all that is, and they don't want them, so they're going to drop them off somewhere else. Drop them off in Washington, D.C. for what? For what? So that those leaders can deal with them? Drop them off at Martha's Vineyard for what? Like, for what? It doesn't make any sense. It's just that Texas doesn't want to deal with them. It's not making any stance on anything. There's not a clear stance on anything. And so many people are saying that Title 42 should be put back in place. It's hilarious. It's like they're moving it around like a puzzle piece that doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit in what America says. It's the land of the free and all of that stuff. It's a melting pot. We take care of the immigrants. We're a blend of so many. This puzzle piece that they keep moving around, this Title 42 puzzle, it doesn't fit anywhere in there. They use it. They throw it out there when they want to. They take it away when they want to. And right now, Republicans are upset. They want to keep it in place because they don't want immigrants to come flooding America. But yet they move things around so that it fits when the Ukrainians need assistance, even though the other immigrants are going through the same things. Right. And people want to push back when I say that other immigrants are going through the same thing. Haiti is going through a war. That's very clear. They've been going through a war for the past few years. And the earthquakes that have happened there, the assassination of their president, the hurricanes, these are all back to back. So there are similar situations, and they should be granted the same respect, at the border, but they're not. So we're seeing this fight happen in between, Republicans and Democrats with Title 42. A lot of people think that this Title 42 being removed all of a sudden, they think that it's going to be a good thing. They think that it's going to be a great thing. That's how Democrats are looking at it. They're celebrating this as a win. But I want to see, once it's removed in May, I want to see when them Haitians come to the border, what we're celebrating and how this benefits immigrants. I want to see that.
Right.